We are talking about incorporated businesses, and a question I regularly hear from new business owners is, what should my year-end date be? Now, sole proprietorships can choose December 31st, but if you're an incorporation, you've got options, 365 in fact. In this video, I'm going to walk you through my recommendations for picking a year-end date to help you decide what's the best choice for your business. Recommendation number 1, keep deadlines in mind. A corporation's tax deadline is quite a bit different than the April 30th deadline we face as individuals. Because of the options around year-end dates, a corporation's tax deadline can be different for each business. If a corporation's shareholders are residents of Canada, then the CRA gives you 3 months to pay your corporate income taxes and 6 months to file your returns. Let's go through an example. Jacob incorporates his small business and decides on a September 30th year-end date. Jacob's fiscal year is October 1st to September 30th and represents the 365 days that Jacob will calculate his corporate taxes between. Jacob will want to pay and estimate his taxes by December 31st, or 3 months after his year-end date. If payment isn't made, then the CRA will charge him interest on unpaid amounts. Jacob must then finalize his corporate tax return and submit it to the CRA by March 31st, or 6 months after his year end. Now, if Jacob misses his filing deadline, then the CRA can charge him penalties on late filing. Because a corporation's year-end date may not align with normal cycles like seasons, it can be difficult for clients to keep track, especially new business owners. You want to pick a year-end date where the tax deadline makes sense for you and your business. Keep in mind the 3 and 6 month deadline, and that period of time you're going to be busy with administrative obligations of a corporation. For example, a landscaping company that has a December 31st year end can struggle with timing. This means they will be dealing with the administrative hurdles of their corporation right in the middle of their spring cleanup as business picks up after the winter lull. This can be incredibly stressful and hamper business operations during important profit periods. A business year-end like September 30th might make more sense within their business cycle. Recommendation number 2, keep tax planning in mind. Keeping tax planning in mind when picking your year-end date can have tax advantages down the road, especially if your business does well. The biggest consideration is the bonus period, which is 181 days or about 6 months. What a bonus period allows is the write-off of wages in one fiscal year, but postpones the payment requirement for 181 days. If you have the right year end, this can mean smoothing out income over different calendar years to take advantage of lower tax brackets. For example, Jenny declares a $100,000 bonus in her corporation for her September 30th, 2022 year end. She can deduct $100,000 from her corporation as long as she pays the bonus within 181 days. Now, knowing the 181 day rule, Jenny decides to pay the bonuses in late February 2023. This means she won't have to pay payroll remittances on the $100,000 until March later that year. This is called a tax deferral. It can be helpful when you have big windfalls that aren't likely to repeat every year. An example might be a specialty grocery store that saw sales jump early in COVID-19. With people cooking from home more often, revenue bloomed early in the pandemic and then declined the following year because of inventory shortages. Bonusing allows you to smooth out your income from year to year and can be beneficial for taking advantage of different tax brackets. To benefit from the bonus period, pick a year-end date no earlier in the year than July 31st. This gives you days into the following calendar year to ensure the 181-day tax obligations are fulfilled and provides you with the opportunity to take advantage of tax deferrals. Recommendation number 3, keep your accountant in mind. Filing a corporate tax return has different rules and requirements than what we've all come to expect as individuals. Keeping your accountant's busy season in mind when picking a year-end date can mean better services. Most accountants will be quite busy from December through till June and completely swamped in March and April because of personal tax filing. To get the best services, pick a year-end date between April and September. This time period can mean more tax planning is done and a quicker return because your accountant isn't as busy. All right, there are 3 more quick tips to ensure better services from your accountant. Number 1, many clients pick September 30th as their year-end date. Instead, consider July or August, then bring your bookkeeping to your accountant before September 30th. Number 2, please bring your bookkeeping along with any other year-end items to your accountant 1 to 2 months after your year-end date. This provides great tax planning options and helps ensure you get the best services possible for the same price. Number 3, pick a month end like July 31st or August 31st. Picking a day within the month, say August 10th, is really hard to track for both you and your accountant and can cause missed deadlines. How to pick your perfect year end. As an incorporated business, you've got 365 options for picking your perfect year end date. To help you decide, number 1, consider the tax deadline and your own business cycles. Number 2, consider tax deferrals and the 181-day rule. Number 3, consider your accountant and their busy season. Now I have listed these in order of importance. Your business needs come first, followed by tax planning considerations and your accountant's busy season. If it works within your business cycle, consider a July or August year-end date. These tick most of the boxes. If you've been panicking during this video, thinking you've picked the wrong year-end date, I've got good news. You can request to change your year-end date through your CRA online portal. However, you'll need a good business reason to convince the CRA. Keep your business cycles in mind when making this application. And finally, how do you set your year-end date? Well, you file your first corporate tax return. This sets your year-end date in the CRA system and starts your fiscal cycles. All right, that's all I have for you today on picking a year-end date. I hope this video has helped you decide what's the best choice for your business. Bye for now.